What's up, guys? So, Will here. I'm going to tell you guys my biggest secret. Well, the one thing I fear in life is failure. Now, I don't mean that in the sense that I'm afraid to try new things because I think I won't be able to do it, or I'll try and then I won't succeed and then I have to redo it over again. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about like real deep long-term failure, like lifelong, just for people to look at you and just think what a bum. He's never accomplished anything. He's never amounted to anything. He's never going to amount to anything. That is the one thing that truly scares me to death. And there's really one reason why. Here's my story. The reason why is because the one thing that I absolutely 100% sole purpose and cared about the most, I feel like I've failed. And that's playing soccer. Ever since high school, people would ask, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be? What kind of career do you want to have? And my only answer that I actually cared about was I wanted to play professional soccer. I wanted to be on the big stage in front of thousands of people, get paid to do what I love. And for some of you guys who had known my journey, you know that yes, I have made it to the professional level. I did play with a professional team, but I was stuck on the bench, and I've never received a contract, never been paid to do it. So even though I've made it to that level, I feel like I failed still. The biggest reason why that happened is because when I would tell people that, when I would tell them that's my only goal, when I would tell them that that was what I was striving for, everyone that was close to me, that I actually cared about their opinions, told me it was impossible. They told me you couldn't do it. You're not good enough. You won't be good enough. It's a 1 in a million chance, and you're not that 1 in a million. And I allowed that to sink in. I listened to that negative chatter. And that's pretty much my only real regret in life, is listening to that and believing it, even though I thought I stood a chance. And the truth of the matter is I did. I stood more than a chance. It was great. And the reason why I know that is because by age 24, when I actually put out effort to try it, and I just put all the negative talk behind me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go for it. That was when I finally made it to the professional level. And I showed up. And I wish I had done that coming out of high school, going into college. And I wish I had put out that effort earlier. But it wasn't that big of a deal. I did it at 24 and it was fine. I was still good enough. I still had the skill sets, still had the athleticism. I was making it. Then I had one opportunity. Went the first year, I was failing hard. Second year, I worked my butt off. And the coaches noticed, and they brought me, and they said, I want you guys, or I want me. They wanted me to come out with them to play in an exhibition match, and this was my shot. This was my chance to be the starter. See how I do under the pressure. And I didn't go because of my loyalty to a friend. They needed me to cover at work. And I was begging for them to hold off for another week. And they couldn't. They didn't want to. That's really what it boiled down to. They didn't want to, and I felt like I owed them something, so I covered. And I didn't go to the soccer game. I didn't play in the expedition, and the coaches took another player. And when the coaches came back from that match, they stopped looking at me. They started looking at the other player. And that got to me. That other player ended up getting the contract that I earned, the contract that I worked for, the contract that nobody believed I could get. And I proved them right because I was too nice to tell them I couldn't cover for them. And I don't know if I'm going to live that down. There's no happy ending to that, because unless I get a contract, that's never going to change. That will always be the thought that I live with. So, the point of this story isn't to have the happy ending. My past is done. I can't change that. But you can. So if you guys have a dream job, if you guys want to live somewhere that you've never lived but you've always thought about it, if you guys wanted to try and learn a new skill, learn a new language, do something crazy that everybody tells you is impossible, put 100% of your effort into it and go wholeheartedly. Because you'll never regret trying and not succeeding, but you will regret never fully trying. Hope this helps you guys out, and I hope you guys learn something from my big secret. Thanks.